So, guys, we are now live. And of course, this is another episode of Hack Your Hustle. And who are we? We are Team Transformation. That's what we call ourselves. All right. We are a mother-daughter team. All right. Over here on the square next to me is my mom, Sonia, or our mom, Sonia. All right.
Yeah.
And then below me, I'm not sure if this is how you guys see it, but is my twin sister, Aria. And right now we happen to be in 3 different cities. We were together last week for the holidays, but we're back in our separate cities now. And together we talk to entrepreneurs and people with a passion, and we show people how to take that to brand new levels. So we tap people into resources like learning SEO for their business and how to rank on search engines. We teach people how to capitalize on platforms like Facebook and Pinterest, how to get targeted leads, all that great stuff, because it's all about growing what you have in the works, right? Making those seeds really, really just grow, grow, grow. So that's what we do as Team Transformation. We're really excited about people and helping people reach new heights. So when we get excited and we're all smiling and vibing out with each other, that's pure excitement, all right? It's love for helping other people reach new heights and succeed. So that's really what's in our heart. So hopefully you'll get that from us today, and continue to follow us in the upcoming weeks, all right? So let's jump right into this, the vision board exercise, okay?
Thank you.
So again, seeing is believing, right? I have a quote, and I know that my mom and Aria also have a quote that they may want to share. But just to kick things off, here's something for you to just tap into a little bit, okay? Really simple and short, but very true. Big thinking precedes great achievement. Can you guys hear me okay? Is that my feedback or is that Ria's?
I don't hear any feedback, and I can hear you fine. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So big thinking precedes great achievement. All right. So what does that mean? We have to think really, really, really big before we can achieve it, right? It's kind of like a must-have. So that's my quote that I want to throw out there for you guys, for you to kind of think about as we go through this. Mom, do you want to throw out one, or you want Ria to, or what?
No, yeah. No, I don't mind throwing one out. I like this one. My quote is this: "The future belongs to those who see possibilities before they become obvious." That's kind of obvious, but it's not so obvious, right? Unless you really think about it. The future belongs to those who see possibilities before they become obvious. I love it.
I love that one too.
Yeah. John Scully, by the way.
I love that because that's so true.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go ahead and read the quote that Ria was going to read, since she's out for a second. This is a great one by Norman Vincent Peale. One of our favorites. "No matter how dark things seem to be or actually are, raise your sights and see the possibilities. Always see them, for they're always there." So I really like that one. We have to see the possibilities in everything, no matter how dark things seem to be, or no matter how dark things actually are. Because, hey, you guys, right? Life gets real and life does get dark. Things hit us. So
that's right.
But we always have to see the possibilities in every situation.
Exactly.
So it looks like Ria's jumping on with us. Thank you guys for the props. I appreciate it. If this is your first time on Blab, like I know it is for a few people, what people are doing is they're just clicking the screen. They're just clicking the squares that we're in, and that's shooting up those little circles. And that's basically kind of like those hearts in Periscope or likes on Facebook. It's, saying, hey, I feel you and I like what you're saying. So that's how you do that. So here's a couple different methods, all right? On my scope earlier, I said that you guys can grab magazines, right? You can grab all your old magazines and, use that as a source of images and things that are going to help you build your dream board. But you can also do this the digital way. Aria found a really great app. And so she'll share with you guys when she gets back on, what she's on now. Aria can share the digital app with you guys, because there's a dream boarding app that you can actually download for your iPad or your iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
And do this while you're on the go. So, but what I have in front of me is I have magazines, okay? I do things like the actual old-fashioned way. I love creating design boards. That's actually what I do as a profession. I'm a set designer for film and television, and so I'm always creating design boards to convey a vision. So that just works for me. But hit up the app and use that if that's how you can create your dream board best, okay? Ria, what is that app actually?
It's the Jack Canfield Success Vision Board, and you can
Okay.
just go to iTunes. I wonder if you can get it on the Play Store. I don't know, but you can definitely get it on iTunes. Again, it's the Jack Canfield Success Vision Board, and I will make sure that I just type it on the side for you guys in a second. And what's really cool about this app is that, it's really actually very realistic and useful. So you can really be anywhere, of course, and go ahead and create your vision board on the go, on your iPad, on your phone. And then it means you can always add to it, and you can actually take pictures while you're out on your go. Like I live in the city, I live in New York City, right? And so one thing that I find cool is all the quotes that or images that I see spray painted, or sometimes there's like a stencil artist that lives in my neighborhood. And I think that his mission is to like spray paint positive messages on the sidewalks. And I'll see the most amazing positive spray painted messages on the sidewalk every few weeks. And I just snap a picture of it. Then I'll add that to my dream board if it applies. And what's really cool about this app is you can put music behind it. You can do your own voice recording. So there's so many things that you can do to like infuse into your vision board. So you have like a real 21st century vision board.
I like that.
That's like my preference.
It's free too, right? So we have on the
Yes.
sideline. Yeah, it's free, and you can create as many boards as you like. So that is
Yeah.
the cool part about going digital. And the cool part about the old-fashioned way is you can actually hang it up and look at it. So I'll show you that. I'll show you that in a little bit. So without getting too deep, because you guys can do a lot more research on this on YouTube. There's some great sources, and just out there online, you can get as deep into this whole idea of manifestation as you'd like, and so you figure out where that lies and where that's comfortable for you. But here's something that you may want to do as just an exercise. And you can do this again by yourself, do it with a team of people. If you are a leader, if you are running a business where you are the team leader and you're looking for exercises to kind of team build, this is great for your team, great for your family. And so this is the first step. If you can sit in a room, maybe set the mood a little bit, light some candles, put on some music that's just kind of relaxing, maybe that's just kind of like some, mellow type of music. Maybe it's worship music. I don't know, whatever kind of gets you in the zone, put that on and, just get relaxed. Okay. And so what this idea is, it's kind of like automatic painting. It's basically where you are putting your brain on autopilot, and you're just going to start flipping through magazines. All right. And so subconsciously, you're going to start just pulling out things that you gravitate towards, without any thought. Just start pulling. All right. And this is kind of a way for you to see, what do I naturally gravitate towards? Now,
right.
For all the non-artists in the room, I don't know if this sounds a little bit off base. I know from doing exercises like this in the art world and painting and drawing, it can be really, really successful. So I don't know. What do you guys think so far? Is it something you would try?
It's absolutely something I can try. It's almost, if you are not an artist or you're more like me, like I don't really think I'm type A, but maybe I have a little bit more type A like tendencies, right? It's almost a test for me. It's almost, I know that sounds weird,
but what kind of test for you?
It's almost a test for me to say, like, can I go with my first thought? Because it's just like, I like to think about things and I'm like, do I really want to choose that? Because then I have like all these qualifiers, right? But the idea is that I want to really like just relax that thought process and then allow my brain and my emotions to just really speak about like, what is it I'm attracted to initially? And who cares? Who's judging that first thought? It's all about me, right? And so I can find that it's pretty therapeutic, but it is a challenge, right? If you're not someone like Dejan, who's like really able to just go with her feelings and go with her gut, it can almost be a challenge just to see. I want to see what comes out.
Exactly.
I'm always not so sure what's going to come out.
And so, that's really the whole point. So you kind of hit it. It's to just really just see what comes out naturally. And again, you're just kind of putting your brain on autopilot. And so if you guys have tried this on the sideline, say, yes, I've tried it. Let us know if this is something you've done before. But again, start just pulling out things that kind of come to mind, things that you gravitate towards. Okay. So that's one technique. And that may even give you something more that is very collage-y, something that you can just kind of paste together to get an overall image of an idea, an idea of what you want to create in your life. For somebody that's more mainstream, here's something that's a little bit more structured. Okay. Again, same mood, same candles, right? Same comfortable position. But this time, what you want to think about as you're flipping through magazines or as you're even putting in these search terms in Google to get your images, um, start by thinking about the things that you really want to purge from your life. Think about the things that you don't want in your life, okay? Remember, we got to sometimes make room for all this new stuff that we do want. So it's really important to be like, what is not working? And so if you start looking for images of, self-doubt, lack, harmful relationships, maybe toxic people, fear, things like uncertainty, small thinking, small living. Think about all those things that maybe you want to get out of your brain, and start finding images that you can associate with those feelings or those ideas. All right. And this is a board that you're going to know, you're going to be able to look at this board and say, these are all the things that I don't want. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Like if you could throw out an example, let's say something I do not want in my life ever is debt.
Mm-hmm.
How would you recommend that I take that idea and then translate that to what you're talking about?
Well, if you're thinking, well, what you could do is just put into Google, the word debt, find what
Right.
images are coming up. You may not want the actual physical words debt. You already know what that is in your head, but maybe
Right.
it's, an image of somebody, handing out money, maybe it is the word debt, whatever you're going to be able to associate with that word, maybe it's a picture of a person with empty pockets. I don't know, maybe it's credit cards.
Okay. So that would be like the thing I do not want. And I'm going to be making a board specifically for this.
Exactly. That would be, you're not going to make a vision board based around the debt, but this is just going to be one item that goes on the board of all the things that you want to get out of your life,
Okay. So I never actually thought about it like that, really, because we're always thinking about the things that we want to bring into our life, the things we want to concentrate on. But is it beneficial to say out loud, hey, I'm actually ushering these things in, but I'm rejecting or rebuking these other things. Is that what that's about?
That's exactly what you're doing. And I mean, it's going to stand with your vision of what you do want, but this is just a way of first honing in on all the things that you don't,
Okay.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that too, because that's, I've never seen a board done like that, but I love that whole concept of being able to do that, to be able to visualize that, because like, what we just said, that most of the time when you're doing a vision board, you do it for the exact opposite, all the things that you want to come your way and not the things that you want to get rid of. That's cool. I like that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and you know what else?
like that.
Or actually, you know what? I'll save this comment, but no, I'll go ahead and say it. What's kind of interesting about this technique is that if you think about your vision board as something that you're making that you really want to go back and look at, so really think about what images are going to signify certain items for you, like Aria said, debt. One of the items on my list is self-doubt, so that might be just an expression of somebody's face. You may find a magazine, find somebody's face that looks like they're, not so happy or looking like they're unsure, And this means also, I mean, you can put your vision board out there on display. Everybody's not going to necessarily know exactly what all of your things that you want to reject out of your life are. And you don't have to look at them in like the ugly, hardcore print of it, like self-doubt, rejection, But know, you're going to know what it is for yourself when you see that image again,
Right. Okay. Right.
So the flip side of that is you're going to either take that board and flip it over, right? Or you're going to get a whole new board like I would do. I would get a whole new board and you're going to start making a dream board of the things that you do want to attract into your life. Okay. And so again, you're going to use the same process. If you're doing this online, just put different things into Google Images, search for images, print them out or save them so that you can make your electronic dream board, do it on the app or cut out pictures out of magazines or even draw them. If you're an artist, if you doodle, go ahead and draw out these items. Okay. But start including all of these things that you want, you want, if you say success, what does that mean? Does success mean a bigger home? Does success mean a different vehicle? Does that mean putting your kids in a specific school? Get images of all of these things. Does success mean a vacation every 3 months? Right. Mom, you want to say something?
No.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
listening.
So start cutting out pictures of that, start figuring out what does that look like? What are some of your long-term dreams? Don't just keep it right here in the now and present, but think about, what do I want 5 years from now? Is there a foundation that helps feed children in another country, or helps feed hungry children right here in the United States? What does that image look like for you? And find a place for it on your dream board. All right.
Right.
Really, really important. And so I'm just,
and you were talking, can I interrupt? You were talking about just areas, and sometimes people are thinking, like I kind of know how to do the art project, but I really don't know how to narrow it down. One time someone gave me a very simple assignment, and I only had to write the words. I didn't even have to concentrate on pictures, but I found it to be so challenging, because it doesn't mean that at every area of your life, you're ready to answer questions, right? One of my favorite authors, Zora Neale Hurston, always says that some years are for asking questions and others are for answering, right?
I love it.
I love that too.
One of my favorite. It's actually how I sign my emails. But we're not always in that answering phase, and it can take us a while. So I think it is important to identify the categories we're talking about. So it might be that we're talking about career/job, home, relationships, family, and self, if there's a self category. So there's usually 4 to 5 categories that people find themselves sticking to, so they can really think what do I want my work life to look like, or what does that mean for me when I think of career or job and employment. Exactly. And then when I think of my love life or my relationships, what does that mean? Because that's totally different than my family life, right? With maybe my cousins and aunts and uncles and extended family. That's very different. So thinking of it in these different segments, I think, is really important. And as you start flipping, ideas will come that way. But it's important to have it segmented first.
I agree, definitely. So those are all areas you can hone in on. Your board will become very, very full. How do you want your business to look? If this is an exercise that you're running for your team, right. You're getting, maybe you have a monthly team meeting. And we tend to do that, with our team is we try to gather at least every couple months, and we're all getting together doing different exercises. So do you want everybody to see, what do you want your business to look like? How many people do you want to be a part of your business within the next few months?
I see Mysticism saying that she really does this a lot. I saw another comment. She was saying that she tends to do a different theme every single year. Old-fashioned style with magazines. But I see her now saying that she does separate vision boards for spiritual, finances, relationships, health, business, job, etc. I love it, right?
I like that a lot.
And sometimes you can't fit everything on one board. So I think it does make sense to have multiple boards if that's what works for you.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Thank you for adding that. That's definitely a very valid point, because I know that each of us have a lot of dreams and a lot of visions. I'm sure we can fill up, one whole board just on one subject. And so here's the idea. Once you have your design board created, right? What do you do with this? Does it just sit on your desk, or do you roll it up and put a rubber band on it and stick it in the corner? Absolutely not, right? You've created this so that you can actually go back and see it daily, right? No, you don't do that, That's why It's called a vision board, because remember, like we said when we opened up, this is so that you can continuously remind yourself of why you are grinding so hard. Why are you building that team? Why are you making Facebook messages every day when nobody's responding? Why are you, why are you waking up early? Why are you doing all of these things that are going extra and beyond and pushing yourself to the limit? All right. This board is going to help you, remind yourself. So what you're going to do is you're going to place it in a place of prominence in your home, or a place that you're actually going to pass by often, So I don't know, maybe that's in your bedroom, maybe that's in your office, maybe that's in your
kitchen.
Yeah, maybe it's
your
in your
kitchen.
And so you're going to place that somewhere so that you can actually see it.
Right.
And so what you're going to do when you see it is you're actually going to think about those images, and you're going to think about how you connect with it. How does it make you feel? How will it make you feel when those things are manifested into your life? So that's really where you take it that layer deeper, and you're like, okay, how do I feel when I'm looking at that backyard that I see my family hanging out in the summertime?
Right.
Maybe your image is of this awesome pool with this, great, you know, um, shrubbery and hedged, items all around. I don't know. What is it? Do you see are they kids playing in the backyard? How does that make you feel? So think about that emotional connection, and every time you pass it, be like, this is how I'm going to feel, and sit there and just really think about that.
Something that, well, I don't know if this is the time to share. It just made me think of what I'm always thinking about when I think about the spiritual element, and I missed some hit on it. But when I do my vision boards and I think about business, to me, it's oftentimes with this spiritual discussion, at least that I'm having with myself. Is it okay for me to share?
Yeah, sure. Well, actually,
just
you know what?
Image.
Can I touch on just point C and then
yeah. Of course.
Okay, so we know A, you're going to place it someplace where you can actually see it every day. We listed the different places. B, you're going to think about what your emotional connection to all of those different images, because that's important, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then number 3 is you're going to actually affirm. Affirmations are super, super important.
Yeah.
So you're going to speak that into existence. That's something that we're all, probably really familiar with. Speaking it out loud. And so you're not going to continuously say, oh, well, if that happens, maybe, if that ends up happening in my life, you're going to say no when this happens, and I will make this happen. So you're going to definitely affirm all of those things that you're adding to this dream board. And that's point C. So yeah.
I live on quotes. I love that. I don't say I live on quotes, but I think it's really good to have them handy. Not only can they be really great toast if you can't think of one and you're put on the spot.
That's right? True.
Not only can they be really good advice and great ways to sign your emails or cards, even for the holidays. It's really great to have a running list in your mind of, 4 or 5 that you tend to stick by. But that is the thing that keeps you going, right? Because it lets you know that, hey, other people have had similar thoughts and they've had to get creative and encourage themselves and encourage other people. We should be leaning on that. And so sometimes it's just leaning on somebody else's words. And you're like, that does make sense. Kind of like that Zora Neale Hurston quote that I thought, right? Or that I shared, saying that some years are for asking questions and others are for answering, right?
Yeah,
I know that we've all gone through seasons where you're like, oh my goodness, everything I thought I know, I don't know. And it seems like this is like a repeat cycle for me. And it seems like we can go through a long season like that, right? Thank you for the props. I mean, that somebody can identify with what I'm saying. But those quotes get you through because it lets you know I'm certainly not the only one. I'm not the first and I'm not the last. So it can be encouraging.
And put those on your board. Put those quotes on your board, because that's something good,
exactly.
Because I actually just wrote a blog post earlier today, and it was all about 5 Jim Rohn quotes that every woman should know and pass on. And I was
awesome.
It was really cool. I was just recounting my experience of walking into my first job in reality television and walking into a crazy day where I had to create a green room, like literally within 8 hours for our host, which was Vivica Fox. And I'm running all over the place, not knowing anybody, it's busy. And so I'm challenged with this task and I'm like, all right, give me a credit card, give me a vehicle, let me go do my thing, And so it was crazy and hectic, but I had to remember a lot of quotes and a lot of things that just said, hey, no challenge is too big,
Yeah.
So that's just
to get you through.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So Dejan, do me a favor. Can you read your point B again?
Yeah. Point B
Read B again. Mm-hmm.
Okay. B is think about the images and how you connect to them. So what's your emotional connection?
Okay. No, I just wanted to hear it again because I think that it's really important. When you think about your senses and you think about the dream board and how it affects you and how you connect to it. When you think about your senses and you said, how does it make you feel? So when you see it with your eyes, what are you seeing? Is there something on that board that you hear? Maybe it's a car, maybe it's a vehicle, maybe it's, this is mine, right? Maybe it's a boat or something like that you hear. Is it something that you smell? Maybe there's a business that you want to start. Maybe you're a baker or you're a chef, and that's on your dream board, that you want to start your own business, and so you're actually smelling the aromas of what you're cooking, and so think about your senses, because if you can see it, hear it, smell it, feel it, taste it, then you know that it's really getting inside you, and that's really the effect, and that will create that real, true, hard connection that you really need to have when you walk by and you see that dream board, and when you actually stand there and stare at it and think about it or pray over it, or, as Rhea said, when you have that connection, those senses are so important as you put those images there.
Exactly. Great point. And that kind of resonates with your quote earlier. The future belongs to those who see possibilities before they become obvious.
Right.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
You're definitely seeing it full circle before it becomes obvious.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how you...
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I just love how she hits the business thing. You guys, she definitely is a businesswoman to the core, okay? But I just like how you kind of just translated that into... Yes, I know. But she and somehow trumps us. It could be just the fact that,
it just always...
She's been doing it longer. I don't know.
It just always comes to head and out of my mouth. That's all. That's all it
Maybe
is.
that's what it is.
That's it.
No, I just like how you hit on that, right? Because you're really just translating that to something that's very useful. And if there's anything that you are, it's practical, especially when it comes to business, especially when it comes to like, how are you actually like making your dreams a reality and turning that into income?
Mm-hmm.
And so you're hitting on what people would do if they're talking about going into business. There is dreaming, and then there's like really setting things in motion so that you can see it, taste it, smell it, breathe it. And that's what you just discussed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So true.
I'm just making a little note that we're going to open up the hot seat pretty soon. So whoever's on the sidelines, you guys are listening, feel free to jump in. No pressure at all. But I was just getting that note out there in case anybody wanted to put on some lipstick or something really quick. So I'm joking. But I'm just throwing it out there. We will open it up in a little bit. But here's a couple things. I'll show you guys. This is like the style that when I'm creating dream boards and, creating any boards, this is how I do mine. This is how I create boards for like, TV or film when I'm doing a vision board for somebody to get the idea of what a space is going to look like. But this is really how, interesting I want my boards to look, because I will hang this up, right? And so I'll show you guys something cool. So this is not a dream board. This is actually a design board for an apartment set for TV. But, so I actually spend time actually going through and like mounting, my images and all that stuff on this board, because I want to actually really like see this and want to look at my board, but I'm a visual person. And so that's just what I'm going to do with it. Right. So I'm just illustrating the fact that you guys can go with your board, like however you want to do. If you want to pull materials and you want to make things raised, make it look however you want it to look, and spend some time on it, because the more time you spend on it, you're going to want to look at it, and you're going to feel proud about hanging it up. And even if it ends up being like an abstract collage or something like that, you're going to really connect with it that much more. And so I just wanted to show you guys that. And what I do, actually, that board was actually, thank you. She loves the 3D aspect. Me too. And that's how I connect with things.
I do too. And yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I love that. And, showing that board and looking at that, and the fact that you said, no, this is not a dream board, but it is kind of a dream board. If I know it's not technically. Yeah, it really is, because the dream is, right, to create that set. That's the dream of whoever, the producer or your dream or whatever, to create that set. And so what you had to do, and I know technically it's not, but it really kind of is, because you're showing all of those elements, and you're actually showing the actual fabric, the actual carpet. That's pretty cool.
You're bringing it to life, and you're selling the dream. That's lifestyle ideas and concepts. Right. And so you're doing the same thing. You're selling that idea to yourself, or it's already probably sold in your head, but you're solidifying the deal and closing it with those images and spending time pasting those on the paper, because that's when it's real.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, yes, glad you're back, Rhea. We lost you.
Thanks.
So really quick, before we open up the hot seat, I'm just going to give you two interesting things that I found. And this was actually interesting because this came straight from Steve Harvey, which I didn't even know about because I used to work for Steve Harvey and I didn't know that he was like I really didn't realize that he was such a big dream board fanatic. You know, I know he definitely believes and preaches possibilities and, attracting what you want into your life and all that good stuff. And he's a really positive person. But one thing that he said that him and Marjorie have on their dream board is they want to send 10,000 students to college on their own dime, not on a corporation, not, combined with anybody else's efforts, but out of their own pocket. They want to send 10,000 students to college. And that's just one of the items that was on their list. And so I thought that was really cool to note because that's a big vision, and that's something a little bit more abstract and something that may take a while to actually reach, especially if you're not Steve Harvey, right? And so he put that on his dream board, and so I really love that. And I love the fact that he was just reminding me how important it is to really speak those things out loud. Another cool thing that he does, which is not really a technical hardcore dream board, but what he does is he actually said that he gets, when he gets his suits tailored, he gets different quotes and different sayings. I guess, what do you call it, Mom?
Embroidered on the inside, or
exactly.
Okay,
exactly, embroidered into like the hem of his pants or into the cuff of his sleeve or something. And so I just love that idea. And that's kind of like another abstract way that maybe you guys can take this whole dream building, some of these quotes that we're talking about.
Love it. So that I love that. Yeah. I love it. I love it. That is really, that's taking it to a whole new realm that I never would have thought about. But
if you're him, you can totally afford to do that to all of your suits, right? But the idea that somebody might do that, it's no different than wearing like a special locket that belonged to your grandmother or a ring that's an heirloom, right? Or pair of earrings that you got, I don't know. Just it's no different than wearing a significant piece of jewelry, something that carries a message with it.
Exactly.
In a very literal form. So.
Yeah, definitely. So just some other ways. So guys, Mom, I'll toss it to you to.
Well, you know what? I'd like to open up the hot seat. If anybody would like to jump into the hot seat, and you know what? If you've never joined us before, we call it the hot seat, and of course, Blab calls it the open seat. We call it the hot seat just because it's not really a hot seat; it's a really cool seat. But no, we would love to have the opportunity to connect and see somebody live. Are we getting somebody? Or Dejan, did you?
Oh no, I actually
do that.
Unlocked it. Yeah, I unlocked it.
Okay. Well, it's there. It's unlocked, and so if anybody wants to jump in, we'd love to keep this conversation going. And you know what? I would really be interested to hear what type of dream. I see you, Rhea. Go ahead. Rhea, I saw you raise your hand.
No, I think you said you were really like to see what type of dream. I don't want to cut you off.
Oh, no, I just want to keep this conversation going. And if anybody jumps into the hot seat, I'd love to hear their ideas. I'd love to hear about dream boards that they've created or would like to create.
Yeah. And, if we have more than one person that wants to jump on, you guys, why don't you let me be the timekeeper? And you guys know this is just me being like a stickler for time. And we want to respect everybody's time, but also be able to... What?
I was booing you. It's awesome.
Sorry. Anyway.
It's okay. It's all right, Rhea.
Just so that we can hear from people and see what are they thinking about. What would they like to put on a keyboard?
Exactly.
Okay. Well, we do have somebody that jumped in and they do not have a picture, which makes me a little bit hesitant, but God, let's go for it. Okay. Rita, you better bring it. Hello. Well, guys, all right, you guys, I closed the seat. I'm just going to say hello. I don't know if everybody means to jump on when they first jump on. And only reason I'm doing that is because I saw them just jump into the conversation and then they jumped in the hot seat. So I don't know if people actually really mean to be there or not. So Retta or Rita, we took you offline. And so actually they're calling back in. So let's give this another shot, guys. And you guys can join the conversation on the sidelines also. So, hello. You are live, Rita. Not sure if you mean to be there or not, but I do not think that they mean to be there because
I can't hear.
I can't hear. Okay.
So you guys, here's what we need to do. Can you hear me?
Now I can't hear
We're
Rita.
losing you, Rita.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Amazing. Okay, somebody that wants to get in, just type on the sidelines that you want to get in, that you're going to try to jump in. Dejan will look for you, and then we'll just know that it's legit that way, right? And then we don't have to keep going back and forth. How does that sound?
Sounds great.
It sounds like a plan?
That's perfect. That works.
Dejan is like cracking up, and do you guys, we're just, either we're twinning right now, because I'm like, all right, I know she's about to, she can't control it anymore.
I'm fine. Okay.
Okay. So it's okay. I think this is the thing that we do all the time, you guys. Now, on Tuesday night, something that you should know, and I want to make sure everybody can hear me, Dejan, because my internet is doing something really crazy. Again, I don't know why. Can you hear me fine?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So something that we do, if you guys are just joining us for the first time, I know that we have some people who, for example, are on for the very first time. If you plan on joining us on Tuesdays and Thursdays, know something about team transformation. We have kind of a basic script when we get on, and we do Hack Your Hustle. And then the other side of it, we really try to let it flow and just see what is out there for everyone, not just us, but all of you guys watching, right? And so there's never any real pressure to jump into the hot seat, but we like to build connections. One thing that we've done really well is built lasting connections, at least with our Periscope family and our Blab family. We actually do it like in person as well. But on the short amount of time that we've been here, it's all about building a community. So that's one reason for jumping into the hot seat, sharing with people what you're working on, what you're building, what you're doing, and then we come out and we can support you. We will definitely ask about it if you share with us, right? So the next time we connect, it's something that we can go back to and ask you about. A side note that I would say we've talked about before is that so many people don't have accountability partners in their personal lives, right?
You're really right. We have somebody that wants to jump in the hot seat. So I know, Rhea, I'm not sure if you were finishing that thought or if you just ended, but jump right in. The hot seat is open.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure if you could hear me or not. My computer was acting really funny. I was just saying that not many people, some people don't have accountability partners in their real life. So these type of platforms are perfect for that. Share, share, share.
Yep. Jump on in. It is open. Or tell us one thing that you want to go on your dream board. It doesn't have to be all super intense. Oh no, she's done.
Yeah. No, come on in. Nope, come on in. My computer's acting a little funny, so I can see your comments on the side. Please jump in.
Hey.
There's a big
how
delay,
are you?
Rhea, but it's okay.
We're great. How are you doing?
Awesome. I just want to tell you, I think you guys are awesome.
Hey.
Thank you.
Yes. I just totally love you guys.
Thank you
and just
so
dig
much.
You guys, and I hope I'm following you on Periscope as well as I'll make sure I'm following you here too as well. You're just
Definitely.
awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We
love your comments on the side.
That's so nice to hear.
A dream board expert over here, I think, right?
No, I'm not expert. I'm not an expert. I love doing them. But I think you have to go with what works for you as a person. And I'm visual. I'm totally visual. Spiritually, I guess. I feel God speaks to me in images. When I was an All-American in track and field, I saw it before it happened. I mean, I'm totally about images, just totally images. And so that tends to work for me.
Definitely. I think we all actually are really,
I love it.
Or I'm definitely very visual. I think we all are very visual. Yeah, you are definitely visual.
I'm definitely absolutely,
a lot of times
very
you can see
visual.
that thing, it's right, in your head before it actually manifests. And that's, again, God speaking to you. So
yeah. And some of the boards, do you want me to tell you like the boards I wanted to create, or when you I was about to go on, I missed what you said. I'm so sorry. Or something I wanted to put on my board, you feel?
Either would be great.
Every year, I feel God gives me a word, just one word. I feel He does the same for our church and for people and God's people in general. And for me, He gives me one. Last year, it was go. Go.
Wow.
That was it. Go.
Wow. Okay.
And so
that
right. Wow. I mean,
that could be a very, very powerful word.
I'm not sure. The thing is I get it. I didn't get it until like January, February. So it just comes at different times, but probably I just try to spend time in His presence, and it just becomes more visual. So that will probably be a key component of the vision board, is the word that I feel I'm given. And it's usually just a simple word. It may seem simple, but it's so relevant probably for me as an individual, and seems to affect other people as well too.
Wow.
But I know that this year I seem to be attracted to a lot of gold. So I'm having a feeling that that's going to be a part of it. My desk area is all redesigned in gold. And so I have just gold themes. My calendar, gold. And so I have a feeling that for me, trends just tend to perpetuate in different ways, and I have a feeling with the vision board it'll be the same thing. I'm actually on this Saturday going to it's called I belong to an organization called Power Forward Women here in the Dallas area, and they're going to have a vision board workshop. And so I think we'll be working on some things there too as well. So I'm real excited about it. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
That is awesome.
You should be. That's great. That is great. And that's really powerful. I love it. I like God's word to you, go. I love that, because spending time with Him to really hone in and ask Him where do you want me to go with go? I love it. And then to be able to, have that manifest and be able to visualize what that really is. And then the gold, that's wow. I love it. So it's going to be interesting to see what, how all of that comes together for you.
We have to stay in contact so I can tell you this year's word.
G. Yeah.
Please do. That was my next one. I was like, what is this year going to bring?
Exactly.
I know.
We'd love to hear.
Oh my gosh. Is it going to start with the letter G, go and gold?
You know what's so weird about it is,
how
in life we try and think we try and take the credit for things,
Right.
I mean, for me, I'm just going to speak for myself. Sometimes I get this awesome idea, right?
No, we do.
It's like I'm doing this swag bag giveaways, and I do origami birds, right?
Okay.
I know it sounds weird, but
no, it doesn't.
But the theme is fly. But
okay, that makes sense.
FLY is frequently love yourself.
I like that. Frequently love yourself.
I wish I could say I came up with it, but I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I can't take credit. So
it's right.
But that's good. That's good. Wow, I love it. And origami is hard. I don't know how in the world did you learn?
I actually learned in college. A good friend of mine, her name is Shikako, and she's Japanese American. And in actuality, in Japan, if a person is ill, I do a lot of things in a lot of different cultures. I'm African American, as you can see, but a lot of things I do are not African American. I'm weird. So
you're all good.
Yeah, you probably saw my profile. I'm a hula Tahitian dancer as well.
I saw that.
Yes, and so a lot of people go, "Are you Hawaiian?" I'm like, "No, I'm African American," but so it's just weird, I guess. But so she taught me, and like you make about thousands of them for people to be in good health. So that's what they'll decorate a person's room that may be in a hospital or something with just thousands of origami birds for good health.
Interesting.
So me and her were doing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them.
That is
and
cool.
Now I can't do it blindfolded, but I just do them all the time. I just, because we just did it all. We do it all the time.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
Oh my goodness. I love it.
Thanks for turning us on to
really
that.
Is.
Oh, no
that
problem.
Is. Wow. That's
and
cool.
it's interesting.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I don't know if
I think Rhea has overlap.
Oh, because she's the timekeeper, so I'm like trying to abide by the timekeeper. So I'm like, I'm
like, You're fine.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Okay. You're absolutely fine. We'll give her a second. We'll give Rhea a second because I think she's like slightly behind us. So I'm like feeling her twin energy. Can you? Okay, because all right, say something because your lips aren't exactly with your sound.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay.
I hear you all talking about me.
Hi, Jason. I see Jason just
Thank you for jumping on.
But I can get off so that somebody else can certainly go on. But I just wanted to tell you guys, I think you're awesome. And I just wanted to, share with you a little bit. Can I just tell you one last thing about the vision board thing?
Yes. Yeah.
And so I had a thought, but it last year, but it didn't come into fruition. And I kind of almost want to do monthly vision boards in relation. Okay. Yeah, so I have the separate ones for different areas of my life, but then also as well too, I wanted to do monthly ones that were based on kind of a accumulation of everything. It could be health, it could be business, but it'd be a time before that month that I kind of focused on the upcoming month. But it didn't really come into play, but it's okay. But I thought it was a great idea. And,
it is a great idea.
And can I say one last thing?
Yeah,
I like that idea.
Fine.
Yes.
Oh, you're fine.
Well,
you're fine.
You really, I really don't have time.
All my authority away. You're perfectly fine. No, I really love what you're sharing. I think you should definitely share.
Okay, but I just wanted to let you know that. I usually get my family involved. My children, ever since they were young, they have done vision boards. And so my daughter, my daughter's 28 now. And so it's an awesome thing that every year she does the same thing. And then she does it with her children. And
oh, wow.
And I really, this year would be awesome because you guys have just given me an idea to actually have them over for that and with my grandchildren to do our vision boards together.
Yes.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. You should do
awesome.
that. Absolutely.
I was going to just say one thing.
That's great. That is great.
Other than just having it be a communal activity, I'm really into these things, right? And it's all about like these intentional acts, especially that we do with either that we partner with a business, people that we love, right? People that we value. When you can sit in one space and kind of get into your own zone, but share the same air, that creates conversations that you otherwise would not have had, right? And so whether it's your business partners, you can say, oh, why did you cut that out? Or why did you put that there? The same conversation you might have with your grandkids. And then it really opens up new doors. Maybe it allows you guys to partner in new ways that you never would have thought about if you're looking from that business perspective. And then the idea of doing it with people year after year or season after season it's almost like keeping a journal, like a prayer journal. And then you get to look back and see, wow, look at all these things that actually started to manifest in my life.
Yeah.
Or look at all these prayers that were answered.
Yes.
There was a time in my life that I kept prayer journals all the time, and I just would write my prayers down. And I, at one point, was in Savannah visiting my sister, walking along the beach, and I had one journal that I had from like 3 years prior. And I was just flipping through the pages, and I said, oh my gosh, my life has been full of answered prayer. But it wasn't until I started flipping back to what I had written and what I was thinking, I'm like, all of this stuff is kind of like answered. And it's the same thing with a vision board, and you can apply it to business or whatever area. So as you were thinking and like sharing about your family, that's one thing I was thinking about. What a way to say thank you when you look back at those vision boards.
Yeah.
Totally.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, guys. I'm going to go off to the side now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for sharing with us.
We'll stay in touch, guys.
And we will, yes,
you guys,
absolutely.
It's open. The hot seat is open. Thank you so much for jumping in. You know, this actually kind of brings me back to something that I've talked about a lot recently. And it's completely about the power of intention and being intentional with our actions, with our thoughts, you know, and when we're talking about like seeing these visions and having visions. But if you're not in like those intentional spaces, it's hard to actually see the vision, right? If you're in a cluttered space where you don't know what you're doing throughout the day, you're distracted, you know, your thoughts aren't intentional, your actions aren't intentional, you're not going to be in a place where you can actually receive these visions that you're actually getting, you know, these ideas. So as we were kind of talking, it just made me think about that, the power of being intentional. And I guess the vision board exercise is one way to kind of help you do that, you know, sit down, slow down,
right,
and be intentional about what it is that you want to reject out of your life, like we said earlier, or the things you want to embrace. So, and we have Jason Hodge jumping into the hot seat.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, y'all. I just wanted to say I love seeing your family doing this together. It always warms my heart.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah,
hey, Jason.
I just love it. I wanted to pop on just to say that. To me, family is so important. And to see you all moving through this as a family in your business, it just, I mean, it touches a special place in my heart for that. You know, so I just want to thank you for showing folks that family can be in business together and love each other through the process, grow with each other, and make some massive inroads into other people's lives, because that's what you guys are doing. So thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much for saying that. And it's so important. And really and truly, Jason, we wouldn't have it any other way. We really wouldn't. But it's good. It really is. And it is so possible. And we love each other. So we love working with each other. So I appreciate it. I really appreciate it.
I didn't catch the first part of what
Thank
you guys
you
were
so
talking
much.
about. So sorry. I jumped in as soon as I could to the conversation. But what are you guys talking about today?
We were just talking about dream building and creating vision boards. And so we went through some exercises of how to create a vision board online or on paper. And so that's what we're diving into. Purpose of vision.
Oh, yeah. That is so important. Yeah, that's important. Matter of fact, we just had, I've got two projects that I'm working on right now, two different projects, and the vision board process is so important for it because it helps everybody to know where we're going, you know. Some things you can't really explain in words, but you can explain it so much better in pictures because everybody's seeing the same picture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Your words can be interpreted in a number of different ways.
So true.
It's like, well, I thought you meant this. You said this. It's like, well, no, I meant this. And when you see it in a vision board, totally different.
You are right.
Awesome. Okay.
Dead on.
All right. Well, I'll jump off. That's I just wanted to jump in here real quick and to tell you all, I really appreciate seeing what you do with the family. I love it.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
All right.
Thanks so much, Jason. Yes, we do.
That was so nice, guys. definitely appreciate Jason's support always. Awesome spirit, awesome family man. And so thank you for bringing up that point about family. And, you know, it made me think about something. If you guys don't mind, Aria and Mom, I'm going to share something really quick because I know we're hitting on 10 o'clock. So by no means is the hot seat done. We still have room for one more person, I guess, to jump on. But I'll say something to the idea of working with family and being in business together. I'm not sure if anybody over on the sidelines, have you guys just, you know, say yes or no. Have you guys been in business with your family before, or have you thought about it? I just want to get an idea of where everybody's at. But that's something that we've always had a great relationship, and we do so many things together. All right, so we got both, absolutely. I said this on a scope not too long ago, that Aria and I, we probably hang out with our parents more than anybody else that we know, right? Everybody's always like, wow, you guys hang out with your parents a lot. But honestly, they are cool people. We spend a lot of time at home. You know, sometimes we go and I'm like, I don't even know when I'm coming back. I'm just going to hang out here until I feel like I need to go back home. You know, yeah. That happened last week. They tried to hold me hostage.
That's all the time. That is all the time.
But, you know, it just is cool when you can vibe out together, get work done. You can play hard and you can work hard. So, but I go back to, I say that because all three of us, you know, of course, have our own separate careers, you know? And so, of course, right out of school and grad school, Aria and I started out in our careers, and we were really busy doing what we loved. And fortunately, we were blessed enough to have parents that said, yes, you can do what you're passionate about. And so we were off doing our own thing. And as we got older, I think, and as we were thinking about what we can do together, we really had to pray on how can we go into business together? And so really, I think our coming together is really an example of an answered prayer, you know? And we figured out a way to go to business together and how to, you know, kind of encourage other people and kind of bring the best of all of our individual components to create kind of like this fantastic trio that we have going on. So I'll just say that that is the answer to prayer. That's what I'm trying to say, at least. And if anybody out there is thinking that it's not possible, I'm saying that it definitely is. Put it to prayer, and God will figure out a way for you guys to kind of unify and work together.
Right. I was just reading Tora's comment on the side, and she said she can totally relate because her daughter, who's 25, is glued to her hip, and they work on projects together. And when she's not home working, her free time is spent
That's us too.
At her mom's. So yeah, that's us all the way. So I'm glad you can relate, Tora. Yes, that is us 1,000%.
Can you guys share your Periscope handles so I can follow you guys there also? Yes, our Periscope handle is actually, if you look at my information right at the top, it's a change factory at Butterflies Do It. That's our Periscope handle. And that's kind of like our collective voice. So that's where you can find us on Periscope. We also blog. I'll write this all on the side, but we blog at asideofchange.com. And again, that's, you know, more business tools and tips and, you know, resources for people that, you know, want to take their business to the next level, resources for people that want to, you know, start making money with their passion. That's what our blog is all about. And then we're usually on Periscope, you know, kind of highlighting some of the things that we write about on our blog and, you know, some more topics like this. So that's where you can find us. I'll write it on the sideline. So at Butterflies Do It is where you can find us on Periscope. And then asideofchange.com is our blog. And so now that that's out there, I'm going to put out one challenge. Anybody up for a challenge? A fun challenge? All right. So I know that everybody has images. You know, Jason talked about images. Aria, you know, everybody that's gotten on here has said something about how powerful images are. And we know that that really communicates ideas. So if you guys want to keep this conversation going, let's lift each other up and let's share something, share an image with us that really resonates to what you want for your future. Okay. One image. All right. It's not difficult. And I want you guys to share this on our Facebook page. Okay. Share it on the Facebook page, upload the image, and you can write something along with it if you want. If you want to just post the image, you can just post the image. But does that make sense, Mom? Give us an image of what you see for your future. All right.
Yeah, it does. No, yeah.
And so this is where you can find us on Facebook.
I love it. I think that's
/ a transformation team. Okay. I'm going to write that down. And we are Team Transformation on Facebook. And I'll make some verbiage for it and pin it to the top of the page so you guys can just post right in there. But find an image and let us know, what does your future look like? What does that look like in one image? All right. This is me throwing an art project on you guys, kind of dream building / art project. Because again, I think it is all about community, and I think it's kind of cool to see what other people have in their mind and what they're coming up with. So, maybe it's a word even, I don't know. It's up to you. So definitely.
That'll be fun. That's good.
So guys, it looks like we lost Aria for a second, but I'm sure she's going to jump back in. Mercedes Hawkins just jumped in. So thanks for jumping in. We're kind of at like the end of our blab session, but you're more than welcome to stick around and please watch the replay because we had a lot of great people on tonight. And we did some cool exercises on how to create a dream board. So, Mom, do you have anything else to add before we close out?
I don't, other than the fact that I really enjoyed this blab session. This was really good. I learned a lot. I really learned a lot. The thing that you shared about Steve Harvey and how he's putting his dreams in, kind of stitching them in his suits. I think that's really cool. I like, let's see, who shared, sharing this and passing it, passing it down the line to your kids and your grandkids and doing dream boards together as a family. And, the fact that can definitely open up avenues and channels for conversation and things that you may not talk about otherwise.
Oh,
but you may talk about it at that table. So yeah, I really learned a lot, and as I tend to on Blab. So whenever we're talking to people and we open up that hot seat and we read the comments on the side, it's always refreshing. It's always good. So we never come to these Blab sessions feeling like oh God, we got all the answers that we're sharing. We learn so much. So I love that networking.
I love it too.
Connection.
I'm just tweeting that out because I want everybody to definitely get that point. Yeah, make dream building a family affair, right? So I'm sharing that out, and we'll say bye for Aria. I know that she wants to jump back on, but I know that she definitely had a great time on tonight's Blab session. Thank you for everybody that was in the room and added to the conversation on the sidelines or jumping into the hot seat. I always love it when it's really genuine and it feels good. So let's make sure we're following each other and join us on Thursday. We'll be back on at 8 p.m. Okay. You were totally welcome, Tora. Definitely. Is it Mistyism? Mistyism. Great. You liked on Facebook and you'll follow us on Periscope. Awesome. So Thursday we'll be back on at 8 o'clock. And probably going forward, we're going to move our Blab time to 8 o'clock always, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 o'clock. So catch us then. We'll be on Periscope, kind of giving you guys a heads up on the topic. And we'll dive back in with something a little bit more targeted and juicy on Thursday. So get ready for some good stuff. So definitely. Yeah, thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Live on purpose.
Good.
All right. We will see you on Thursday. Bye, guys.
Exactly. Bye.